Louisiana woman named Bonita Vila is accused of slicing a man's penis with a box cutter.
I just walked in and found a grown man molesting, and I got him in a bloody puddle for you right now, officer.
Some parents take the law into their own hands in the pursuit of justice.
A Texas father accused in a revenge killing is free this morning.
What would you do if your child was in danger? This is what happened when Paramjit Singh caught a 17-year-old molesting his baby girl. He took matters into his own hands, literally. He chopped off the hands of the teenager. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, let me tell you how all of this went down. Paramjit Singh. It was suspected that the teenager had molested Paramjit Singh's 7-month-old innocent baby daughter. The teenager was arrested and appeared before court on April 19th. However, Paramjit Singh intended to forgive the teenager after the court hearing and proposed an out-of-court settlement. He drove the young boy back to their village on his motorbike. With a machete in hand, he severed the teenager's hands, leaving him mutilated and abandoned near a canal. Paramjit was arrested, and he told the police in a preliminary interrogation that he had planned this crime and carried a rope and a sharp-edged weapon for the purpose. A case of attempted murder was registered against him under Section 307 of the Indian Penal Code. The injured accused rapist is undergoing treatment at a medical college, and his condition is stated as stable. Moving on, we discuss another parent whose story is hard to believe. Gary Posh. On February 19, 1984, Jody's karate instructor, Jeff Dossett, picked him up for a ride. Jeff promised Jody's mom that they'd return in 15 minutes. However, by nighttime, Dossett sexually assaulted his karate student. This continued until Jody asked to call his parents, which Jeff allowed. Police, alerted by Jody's parents, traced the call and arrested Jeff, while Jody was on a flight back to Louisiana. Jody's father was heartbroken and furious about what happened to his son. So, when Jeff was brought back to Louisiana in handcuffs, Gary was waiting at the airport. Gary was on the phone with a friend and he said, "Here he comes, you're about to hear a shot." And then Gary pulled out a gun and shot Jeff Dossett right there at the airport, and it was all caught on camera. Gary was charged with manslaughter and later got a suspended sentence, probation, and community service. Next, we come across Jason Browning's story, where a father calls the police after beating the molester. A teen, Raymond Frolander, 18, from Daytona Beach, Florida, was beaten after a father, Jason Browning, walked in on him and saw him raping his 11-year-old son. Mr. Browning told 911, "I just walked in and found a grown man molesting my child, and I got him in a bloody puddle for you right now. Send an ambulance, he's gonna need one." Mr. Browning told 911 that Frolander was a neighbor and almost like a family member, and said he'd allowed him to be alone with the son before. Frolander was charged with sexual battery on a victim under the age of 12, according to a police affidavit. Browning was not charged in the beating. Next, we have a story of a Texas father that brings another wave of emotions and events. Texas father. On June 9, 2012, on a ranch on the outskirts of Shiner, 47-year-old Jesus Mora Flores grabbed a 5-year-old girl and carried her off to an isolated shack. The girl's brother ran to tell their father. The father, a 23-year-old man, rushed toward his daughter's screams. He saw Flores and his daughter both with their underwear removed. The father pulled Flores off the girl and started beating the pedophile with his fist. He beat the pedophile to death with his bare hands. He then called for an ambulance, and after calling 911, he told the dispatcher that he'd beaten up the man he discovered raping his daughter and said when emergency responders arrived, they found Flores dead with his pants and underwear around his ankles. The little girl was taken to a hospital. The court did not press charges against the father and defended the incident to a grand jury, saying, "You've got a right to defend your daughter."
And now to a father who many say did what he had to do to protect his young daughter.
Now we've got a story of a father and mother who killed their daughter's pimp. A mother and father shot and killed their daughter's alleged pimp. In 2012, Barry Laprelle Gilton and Lupe Mercado of San Francisco town faced a terrible situation when their daughter left home about a year ago, and they discovered she was appearing in escort ads and working for a 22-year-old Calvin Sneed she got involved with and they believed was her pimp. They tried to persuade her to return home. On June 4, 2012, Gilton gunned down Sneed in his car outside a Candlestick Park. Law enforcement charged both parents as well as 2 others involved. And if you're enjoying our video so far and want to hear more stories like this, then press the bell icon, share it with your friends, and remember to subscribe for more. After this, we came across a story which is hard to believe. Mom cut her son's suspected molester's genitals off with a box cutter. In December 2013, 35-year-old Bonita Lynn Vela at Franklin, Indiana, instructed her daughter to invite her boyfriend to the family's trailer. Vela suspected her daughter's 18-year-old boyfriend had molested her 2-year-old son. The man arrived around 3 a.m. and Vela, with the help of 2 individuals, held him against his will for several hours. Although he adamantly denied the molestation accusations, Vela cut the man's genitals in a struggle over the box cutter. Law enforcement charged Vela and she pled guilty and received 10 months on house arrest plus 6 months on probation,
threatening to either kill him or cut his genitals.
Now we're shifting our focus for this story to another complex and disturbing case. Kenneth Faulkner. Kenneth Faulkner claimed that his young daughters were being hurt in a bad way by Williams, he told the police. Williams said that he did it and got 3 years of being watched instead of jail. Faulkner said Williams did worse things to his daughters and should be in jail. In 2005, Faulkner saw Williams on the street acting normal and friendly. This made Faulkner angrier. He later went to Williams' house to ask why he hurt his kids. Williams said he didn't know. Faulkner then hit him and pushed him down the stairs, hitting him more. The police came, took Williams to the hospital for minor injuries, and arrested Faulkner for the attack. The police got involved and Williams was taken to the hospital. Faulkner was arrested and faced serious charges for the attack. Now, let's talk about another story of parents, which is full of unexpected twists. Andrei Bambersky. In 1982, Andrei Bambersky suspected Dieter Krombach, a German doctor and his ex-wife's new husband, of harming and killing his 14-year-old daughter, Kalinka. She was found dead in Krombach's house. Bambersky, a retired accountant, spent 30 years trying to get Krombach to court. He paid $30,000 to have Krombach forcibly brought to France. In 2009, Krombach was left injured outside of a French court. He was later tried and sentenced to 15 years in prison for Kalinka's death, and Bambersky received a suspended 1-year sentence for his role in capturing Krombach. We've got our next case where a teacher's actions led to serious legal consequences.
Fell to the ground. The teacher was put on a chokehold, lost consciousness.
A mother battered a teacher for allegedly assaulting her daughter. In 2015, a parent named Aniko McKenzie accused Catherine Lang Engelhart, a middle school math teacher, of assaulting her 12-year-old daughter with a lacrosse stick. McKenzie then attacked Lang Engelhart, who was 60 years old, outside of her classroom in Long Island. Lang Engelhart was pushed against the wall and beaten until she lost consciousness. McKenzie was charged with second-degree assault and strangulation and was sentenced to 6 months in jail. So let's discuss our last case in which a father became a detective to take his child's revenge. A father turned detective to catch the man responsible for his daughter's demise. In July of 2000, 25-year-old Paula Gallo was kidnapped by a gang from her family's home. The gang demanded money in terms of $18,500 from her family to secure her release. Despite her father, Eduardo Gallo, paying the ransom, Paula was found dead. During his investigation, Eduardo discovered the payphone used by the kidnapper to communicate with their gang. He informed the police of his finding and they set up a trap. The gunman was arrested and the following day he confessed to the murder. Arellano and the other kidnappers received a 40-year prison sentence. Well, that's it for today's video of parents looking for justice against child abusers. Tough and heart-wrenching stories remind us that we must ensure children are always safe. What are your thoughts? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, take care and stay vigilant against child abuse.